Geneve, and we're going to be coming to you with a webinar in just a moment here, kindly hosted by our good friend Cameron Hines, who is going to be talking to us about the wonders that are Cloud Animator, the wonderful things that Cloud Animator has, and I'll talk about how to work through it, and basically the outline you see on the screen right here, right now. You should have already taken a look at this, so you probably are aware of what you're in store for, what's in store, I guess. So yeah, Cameron, like I mentioned, is going to be joining us in just a moment here. But before he joins us, I'm going to mention a couple things here as a preface to our webinar. The first thing is we are recording this webinar. So if you have any questions, or if anything goes too fast for you throughout the webinar, if you want to review on your own time, I will be sending you a recorded link for this webinar after the fact. And in addition, we're going to be sending you out a survey. So if you have any feedback, any comments, or any suggestions for future webinars, topics for future webinars as well, you can feel free to put those in there. We will be giving you a 20% discount for the business package of Cloud Animator, and we'll be talking more about that a little bit later. But make sure you fill that out and get the nice fat discount there of 20% on the business package there for Cloud Animator. All right, and in addition to that, we're going to be having a Q&A session, like always, at the very end of the webinar. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, make sure you put those in the Q&A section of your Zoom panel there. This is a Q&A section. We're not going to be putting the questions in the chat window. The chat window will be just for if we have any extra links throughout the webinar or at the very end. I'll be posting some links into the chat window. But if you have any questions, make sure that you put those into the Q&A section there. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and I think Cameron should be available here. Maybe you can unmute yourself there, Cameron. Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me? I can hear you.
All right, yeah, we're good to go.
Nice, nice. All right, so you ready?
Yep, take her away, just share your screen and we're good to go.
Okay, share screen.
Yeah, with the audio.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep, I think we're good to go.
Right. Okay, hello and welcome animators to the second Cloud Animator webinar. I'm your instructor, Cameron Hines, and today we'll create animated GIFs in CrazyTalk Animator 3 to interact with Cloud Animator. And with Cloud Animator's new feature, you can now render CrazyTalk Animator 3 characters or props as PNG or animated GIFs and use that into your project. And earlier this month, Kai gave a CrazyTalk Animator 3 webinar. And if you saw that, he went over how to create custom Photoshop characters to animate in CrazyTalk Animator 3. And if you saw that, then you're definitely in for a treat. For this webinar, we're going to create animated GIFs and PNGs in CrazyTalk Animator 3. And then we're going to render those out to Cloud Animator. We're just going to assemble a simple interactive scene, and we're going to use some motion effects on some props. Now, if there was a theme for this webinar, it's going to be copy and paste, and we're going to do a lot of that. And before we start, as you can see on my screen, if you don't already have Cloud Animator, if you subscribe to the business plan, you get a free copy of CrazyTalk Animator 3, the standard version. There is a pipeline version, but you don't need that to use Cloud Animator's feature. And right now, I'm going to show the video. Before I show the video, it's going to ask me a question, and then I'm going to first answer it wrong. And it's going to ask me again, and then I'm going to answer it correct. So here's the video.
Hey, Cameron, I think you might need to reshare your screen with the system audio on there as well.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah, I can't hear the system audio. I'm not sure if it's your computer or the... Just try to reshare the screen with the system audio.
Can you see my screen still?
Yep, yeah, we can see the settings there. But what I mean is the share screen button.
Okay.
Just try and click it again, and then there should be like a option on the bottom left there, share computer audio.
Okay, let me play this again. Can you hear that?
No, because when you share, you have to select share system audio from the Zoom panel there. that should probably fix it.
Okay, cool. All right, now let's try
Do a new share and then. Yeah.
Let's see. Could you hear that?
Nothing yet. I can't hear anything. Not sure if anyone can hear anything in the chat window there.
If you can hear anything, let me play a little bit. And if you could you hear that?
Yeah, no computer audio from a couple people are mentioning here. So.
Okay. Let me share screen. Yeah. Share screen. Okay, this should work.
There you go.
Okay.
Hello. Welcome to Learning with Cloud Animator. Today we will talk about action verbs. An action verb is a verb that expresses physical or mental action. Press play to begin.
Select the correct action verb. Steve performs. Select the correct action verb. Steve performs.
Cool. So that's the video, and the prize is a link to Reallusion. I highly recommend you visit this site for 2D and 3D animation. So I'm going to break this down and show you how you can create a scene like this in Cloud Animator and using CrazyTalk Animator 3. All right, so before you start, you need to have Cloud Animator and CrazyTalk Animator 3 open, and we have that. And let's set up our Cloud Animator project. Here at the top, we're going to name this. Let's give it an action verb. Okay, cool. And from here, I want to go into the scene settings. To do that, you can hover over to the scene and select the scene option, or you can press the shortcut Control E. And then to the right, you can adjust your scene settings. So the scene name, this first scene name, I want to name this intro. Okay. And for auto next page, I want to set this to none, and I'll go more in detail why. And I want to set the scene time to about 25 seconds. Okay, cool. Now we have our Cloud Animator set up and ready. Now let's go to CrazyTalk Animator 3. With CrazyTalk Animator 3, I want to spend more time in Cloud Animator, so I already have the scene set up, but I will still show you how to set up your scene in CrazyTalk Animator 3. So to set up a scene or to add a scene, you want to go into your Content Manager right here. And then you want to go under the Scene tab. From here, you can select Scene. And with CrazyTalk Animator 3, you can select from a ton of templates. Right now, we're using the Classroom, so I believe it's this one. So I already have that in my Scene Manager right here. And to activate this, I just want to check these boxes. And with the scene, it comes with the background, so the classroom, and then it comes with a clock, and then it comes with a door. But I added some more props. And to add props, you want to go into Content Manager, and then go into Prop. And then from here, you can select a ton of props you can use. And I just want to activate these. From here, I have a screen, I have a chair, a desk, keyboard, so on and so on. So it's a basic classroom setup. And from here, right now, I want to render out everything except the door. So I want to go over to my Scene Manager, and I want to select everything that I want to render. And with Cloud Animator's new feature, all you have to do to render this out to Cloud Animator, you want to go to the top where it says Render, select that, go to the last option where it says Capture for Cloud Animator. And then this window will pop up. And you have two options to choose from. You have a PNG and you have a GIF. And with GIFs, you can change the image quality. You can make it transparent or not. You can give the frame rate. You can change the frame rate, and you can change the animation range. Now, I want a PNG, so I just want to select PNG. And I have everything that I want and everything selected. So I just press Render to Clipboard, and that's it. So let's go back to Cloud Animator. And then from here, I just want to press Control V. And from there, I have one image of the classroom. Let that load in. And that fast, we can already set up our Cloud Animator scene. I just want to scale and position this. And to scale and position an image, you just want to select it. And then you want to go to the image settings. From here, I can just adjust the position. I think I got that. And 24.5. All right, and the scale is 1:6. All right, cool. So that looks good. Everything's all set up. Now let's go back to Cloud Animator, well, CrazyTalk Animator 3, and let's get the door. Before we do that, I want to adjust the timeline of this PNG image. So to activate the timeline, you want to hover over the timeline and just toggle that on. From here, we have our timeline. And okay, there we go. And at the bottom, you can zoom in and out. I want to zoom all the way out. From here, the classroom image only lasts about 15 seconds and it'll go away. I want that to last the whole scene. So let's stretch this out. All right, it's going to last our whole scene. Okay, now let's go back to CrazyTalk Animator 3 and let's get this door. All right, let me adjust these anchors. Now with some props and with avatars in CrazyTalk Animator 3, you can add animation and you can do that with one simple click. All you have to do is select the object that's in your scene. So we're going to select the door. And to add an animation, you want to right click on your mouse, select action menu. And then from here, you can select a ton of embedded animations inside a prop or inside a character. So I already have some motion with this door. Let me scroll to the beginning of the timeline and you can see some animation of the door opening, right? Now I want to add a closing animation to this door. So let's toggle the timeline. And to do that, you just want to go to this timeline button, or you can press F3 for the shortcut. And in my timeline, I have the door activated, and then I want to go under motion, okay? Let's scroll out through this timeline. And to scroll out, you want to hold Alt on your keyboard, and then you want to mouse wheel down, and you can scroll out, okay? So I want to give some space, right about right there. And I want to add a closing animation. So again, just select the prop, right click, and then go to action menu. And then let's use close full. All right, cool. Now I want to render this out as a GIF. So to do that, I first want to make sure my anchors, these red flags right here. And again, they're right here at the bottom too. I want to make sure these anchors are accurate. And you can zoom in just to get more accurate.
Help.
There we go, right there. Now let's render this out. Again, you want to go to the top. I can get this timeline out of the way. Again, you want to go to the top, select render, capture to for Cloud Animator. Then I want to render this out as a GIF. I want to make sure my animation range is correct. So let's pull up that timeline again. And it's always good to check your animation range because obviously you can see the red flags, they adjusted. So I want to bring this to the beginning and I want this to end at 121 or 116. So this is the current frame rate, 116, and I just want to change that to 116. And then click the render. Now with GIFs and PNGs, obviously GIFs are going to take a little bit longer, and depending on what you have as far as motions, it's going to take a little bit longer. And I guess if you're using a slow computer, but either way, it's going to take, I would say, less than 60 seconds. So just let that load up. And I highly recommend you stay on CrazyTalk Animator 3. I wouldn't go into the internet or a different application because you might lose that clipboard that you saved. So we got that copied. Let's go into Cloud Animator. I want to make sure I don't have this classroom selected. I want to click away. Then I want to press Control V. From here, we have our animated door. And I want to adjust this door all the way towards the edge because I want to simulate our G3 human walking from the outside inside the classroom. So let's adjust this door. I can position this going here. And 2. Okay, cool. The scale is nice. I like that. Now, when you're rendering out anything from CrazyTalk Animator 3, in my timeline, you can see on these layers, I have CrazyTalk, well, CTA content stands for CrazyTalk Animator. And anything that you add is going to copy and it's going to say that it's going to have the same name. So it's always good just to name your layers. To do that, just double click on this and then you can name it. So let's name this classroom. And let's name this door GIF. Okay. Cool. Now I want this door to be at the beginning because obviously you can see it's not going to show and it's going to go away. So it has a lifespan. And the difference between, well, let me render out a PNG of this door. Okay, so just click, less than a second, and then make sure you don't have anything selected and just copy and paste this PNG door. Now in the timeline, you're going to see different. You can see the difference of the PNG door and the GIF. The difference with the PNG, you can stretch this out, okay? And it's going to be just that image. But with the GIFs, if you select the GIF and you go towards the end and you hold and drag, it's going to loop the door. So it's just going to open and close, open and close. And again, if you want to have an infinite loop, you can just have the object selected and then this sub menu, you want to select enable infinite loop, and then it will loop on and on. But we just want this door to open and close one time. So let's drag this all the way to the drag one. Okay. Now let's position this PNG door. You can have the scales 3.8. Then I want 0.6. Okay, cool. Let's make this 0.98. All right, so that's lined up. So what I want to do is I want to adjust well, I can leave this right here as is. Change this keyframe. And I have my timeline activated. That's why we have a keyframe. And to create a keyframe, you can press V as in victory on the keyboard, or you can go, if you have the image selected, you go to the image settings, and then you can, well, either can delete the key or add a key. This will be the option right here. So you'll see the door. Let's go to the timeline. Oops. Matter of fact, let's adjust this. So I want the door PNG to be lined up right at the end of the door GIF. Okay, cool. So if we scroll through the timeline, we can see the door open. Then the door GIF is going to go away, but the door is still going to be there because we have the PNG. And from here, I just want to stretch out the PNG of this door. And again, I want to name this so I don't get confused. So let's name this door PNG. All right, cool. That's good. Now let's go back into CrazyTalk Animator 3. And let's get the G3 human. And again, I already have our human. Let's go right here. So my scene manager, I want to activate our human. And again, if you want to add a character to your scene, just go to Content Manager. Let's move this timeline. And then you want to go to Actor. Then from here, you can go to the character tab, and you can choose from G3 to G1 and G2 different characters. Now I already have some animation on this character, and let's preview this. Let me just stretch this out. My timeline, let's adjust the size of this timeline. Okay, so I have our elastic folk male side. There's two different elastic folks. There's a front and there's a side. We're using the side. I go there, get my motion tab. From here, you can see all the animation. So right now, I have a walking start, walking loop, and a walking end. And to use that, again, similar to the door, you want to have the character selected. You want to right click, go to action menu, and there's a ton of animations you can use. You just click that and you're good. And we're using the walking start, the walking loop, and then the walking end. And I edit it down. And from here, same thing with the door. Just want to make sure your red flags are correct. Let's get this right about. Okay, we're good. So right here, again, so you just want to adjust this. Make sure you have your character selected, and you can render this out. So again, render, capture for Cloud Animator, and then make sure it's a GIF, and then make sure your range is correct, and then render this out. I already have this. And before I go into Cloud Animator, you can see if I open my transform, I have two keyframes. So this is the outside and this is the inside. So he's walking in and out. We can render this out and you can have this walking with keyframes in Cloud Animator, or you could simply just get this. You can just have the character walk in place and you can render this out and you can create keyframes in Cloud Animator. I would do it this way as far as having it walking in place because you just can have more control with the keyframes. So I want to go back to Cloud Animator. And I want to go to the image, all right? Then I'll go under my custom folder in images. Then I want to select the walking animation. And with GIFs, if you hover over a GIF, you can preview the animation. And this is the walking with the keyframe. And this is the walking with the door. The walking in place. So let's get that one. And all you have to do is click it once. If you click it twice, then you'll have two different animations. So let's get this. And I want to scale, position this to about right here. Okay. And I'm gonna go scroll down to my timeline. And anything that you add to Cloud Animator is gonna be added towards the end. So just keep that in mind. All right. And I wanna adjust the door opening and our character walking in. So the door opens about right there. So 1 second. All right. So let's move this character. I want him to start at 356.6. All right. And I want the X position to be, let's start at -8.6.8. Okay. So he's outside. And then from here, I want him to walk in. So we can create a keyframe by pressing V, or you can add a keyframe right here. But I already have the position, so let's add in 3.8.4. Oops. Yeah, okay, that's good. All right. And then I want to go to the beginning of my timeline, and let's see if this lines up. So let's scroll through the timeline. Door opens, our character walks in. Okay, door closed, and our character walks right there. And then, of course, it's a GIF, so it's going to go away. So what I'm going to do right here is I want to add an idle image or idle PNG of this character, and I already have that. So what I'm going to do is first click away, go into my customs folder, and then I have the idle right here. So I just want to select that. Then I want to place this on top. All right. Scale this. 3.8. A little bit. Let's position this so it's perfect. It's a little off. It's okay. All right, that's good. And again, with the difference between a GIF and a PNG, I want to have the PNG right lined up right at the end. You don't want it. Well, let's zoom in so you can see. I don't want to have this one frame over, because if you preview it, the GIF is gonna go away, and then it's gonna be like a blank. It's gonna be a blank, and then the PNG is gonna reappear. So just align this up, okay? So we can preview this by scrolling through the timeline, or you can press play, or you can press Control Space to preview this whole scene in a new tab. So I'll just press play. Door opens, our character walks in. Okay, and then we have our PNG. All right, cool. So let's add some text to this. And I want to go into my Word document, and I want to get welcome to Cloud Animator. Okay. And to add text, just press T as in text on the keyboard, or you can go here to the toolbox and press create text. And from here, you can edit your text in the text toolbox. There we go. So let's adjust this. And I want to align this. So when the character says, hello, welcome to Learner with Cloud Animator, I want Learner with Cloud Animator to show up. So let's adjust this right here. We can change the font size, and you can change the font. And there's a few fonts you can use. And if you don't see a font that you want, you can go into Photoshop and just use that as a PNG and import some text. Let's break this down. Press enter, and then you can text line center. All right, cool. Let's bring this down a little bit. It's about 36. That's good. All right. And as you can see, the text is in front of our character, and I want the text to be behind the character. So to do that, just have anything. So if you have anything selected, whether it's a character, well, all these are PNGs. So you just want to select this, and then there's a little menu. And from here, you can send it forward, or you can send it back, or you can send it all the way to the back. Let's send this back, just one. Okay, there we go. And I want to go back into CrazyTalk Animator 3, and I want to get the rest of our clip. Okay, so let's adjust these flags. All right. Okay, so I want to render this out. And there's options you can do. You can render this whole clip out, or you can render out just individual clips. So for right here, if I hold Alt and mouse wheel up, let's go to beginning. So this is the beginning of our clip. I have a high, and I just edit that down. And to add a script, all you have to do is move this down. To add a script, you want to go to the left of your toolbox, and you want to go and select create a script. And from here, you have 4 different options. You can record your voice. You can add a text to script. That's what I use. You can use a WAV file, and you can use a CrazyTalk script. So what we're going to do is just use text to script. And from here, you can just add in your text, right? So we can just say hello. You can change the volume, the pitch, and the speed, and you can change the voice mode. You can preview it by clicking hear it, and then once everything's okay, just press OK. And again, similar to the door or anything, as far as rendering a GIF, you're going to make sure, again, go into render, and then capture for Cloud Animator. And then here's our menu. Make sure we have a GIF. Make sure your image quality is correct, and always make sure that your animation range is correct. I already had this in my Cloud Animator folder, so I want to go back to Cloud Animator. I want to deselect or click away. Then I'll go to my custom folder, and I want to select the clip. And this is the whole preview of the clip. Now, I added a text to script in Cloud Animator. However, and you can hear the voice. However, if you render this out into Cloud, I added a text, to CrazyTalk Animator 3, and you can hear the audio. But however, if I press play, you can see the animation, but you won't hear the audio because it's a GIF image. All right, and that's okay. You can add audio by creating a script. So all I have to do is create a script right here. So let's adjust this to our idle position. All right, so let's set this to, okay. And then this is 0.5. All right, and let's scale this down to, and oops. Let's go to the beginning. Let's scale this. And there's going to be a difference between the box, obviously, because with the motion and with the pointing, it's going to go as far as the pointing animation. So this animated GIF is going to be different from the idle. So it's okay. You just want to scale this, match this up. All right. That's all right. So what I want to do now is when the character walks in, I want this idle. I don't need the idle first. I want the clip first. So this is a difference. This is why it's important to name your layers. This is idle and this is the clip. So let's bring this clip towards the walking. All right. And then I want to bring this idle to the end of the clip. All right, cool. So let's preview this right quick. We're walking. And then we have our clip. And again, I have 2 keyframes and I don't need that. Let's get rid of this. Okay, cool. Now let's add a script to this. To do that, simply you don't need this image selected. All you have to do is go to create script. And then from here, it's the same as CrazyTalk Animator 3. I want to select all of this. Okay. And then just put this in, copy and paste. That's the theme of this webinar. And you can select the language. There's a ton to choose from. You can select a male or female voice, and you can change the pitch and the speed. You could preview it right here. And then if everything's okay, just click apply. And again, anything that you add is going to be added to the end, the timeline. So let's just adjust this script. Okay. And let's preview this from right here. So let's go right here.
Hello. Welcome to Learning with Cloud Animator. Today we will talk about action verbs.
Okay, cool. Now let's add the word action verb. So when he says hello, welcome to, we'll say hello. Let's bring up the text. Learner of Cloud Animator. And with anything that you add in Cloud Animator, it's pretty cool to add a motion effect. So to add a motion effect, just have this selected. And then in your settings, just select motion effect. And from here, you can choose from a ton of motion effects. Now I believe some of the motion effects at the bottom are more kid-friendly and the ones at the top are more, I guess, plain and simple. So we're just going to use a plain fade-in effect. And you can select the motion effect and you can adjust the time. So let's use very fast. Okay, cool. So I don't have to play it. I can just scroll through the timeline, just move this, and it's going to say, hello. Welcome to Learning with Cloud Animator. Then today, we're going to talk about action verbs. So action verb comes right there. Okay. So again, I want to add some text. So just press T. And let's go action verbs. So like that. Select this text and go to the text setting. And I want to add action verbs. Okay. That's good. And now let's put this right there. And again, you can adjust the font. You can make it bold. You can have an underline, do all that. And before we do that, I want to add a motion effect. So let's do a nice fade in. Let's make it fast. So let's preview this real quick.
Hello. Welcome to Learning with Cloud Animator. Today we will talk about action verbs. An action.
Okay, cool. So that ends at 11.8, and let's adjust this timeline. Okay, and you can scale your timeline up so you can see more of your layers. So we're going to adjust the Learner with Cloud Animator, and I want to have this go until about 11.8 seconds, 11.7. Okay, now let's get the second text. And let's just adjust this. And before I do that, I want to add a motion effect. So I want it to fade in and then I want it to fade out. And when adding motion effects, just make sure you have enough space because sometimes, right now this is set to very fast. So let me just show you. I want to fade out. And if I put that very slow, it's going to be real close. And just keep in mind, you only need, you need one frame in between each motion effect and you can't overlap it. So I want this to go very fast. And I want to set this to about 11.8. And then let's get the Learning with Cloud Animator. Let's give this a fade out effect, motion effect, very fast. And then from here, those two are going to go away. And then I want the definition of action verb. So I want to go back to my Word and I want to get this, copy and paste. And I want to press T and I want to add the definition. All right, and let's adjust this. Okay, and let's text align this, let's center this. All right, and remove that there. And if you want to see more of your screen, you can toggle off your timeline. And if you want even more space, you can collapse your scenes. So you just collapse that, and we have some more space. So we have that, and the text is on top of our character. So I want to move this backwards. Then one more, there we go. Let's adjust this here. And let's activate our timeline. Let's Scroll to the bottom. Let's give this a motion effect so it can fade in. Let's do very fast. And I want to zoom in some more so I can adjust the time and get more accurate. Let's align this up. So when the character comes in, he's going to say, welcome to Learner with Cloud Animator. Then let's just preview this. And these two should fade out, or fade out, and then our next text should fade in. So let's just preview this. Press play.
Animator. Today we will talk about action verbs. An action verb is a verb that expresses physical or mental action. Press play to begin.
Okay, pause that. And when he points right there, I want a play button to show up. Okay, so okay, that's good. All right, let's get a play button. I already created this in Photoshop. So all you have to do, if you create a custom image, you can just, and if you have this on your desktop or a photo, you can simply just drag that and we're good. Let's scale this down a little bit. All right. So press play. And again, I want to add a motion effect. So let's do something nice. Let's add a whirl. Okay, that's cool. So when he points, let's go to our timeline. It's going to say press play. And then the play button is going to show. Let's bring this up a little bit. Okay, that's good. Let's zoom out so we can see everything. And I think scene 1 is complete. Let's preview this whole clip. So I'm gonna press play. So the door opens, our G3 human walks in, he stops.
Hello. Welcome to Learning with Cloud Animator. Today we will talk about action verbs. An action verb is a verb that expresses physical or mental action. Press play to begin.
Okay, cool. Now, you probably saw a little glitch between the walking in and then our clip. So again, if you want to adjust that, so this is our clip and this is our walking. Again, you want to make sure it's lined up. If not, then you'll see that glitch, okay? So let's bring our scenes back in. So just toggle this on. And before I do that, I want to create a thumbnail because right now we have no thumbnail. So again, you want to press Control E, or you want to hover over the scene and go to the submenu and select settings. From here, I want to scroll down to where it says scene thumbnail. Now I want to go to current time and just want to capture that. We have our thumbnail. Now I want to set this to none. By default, Cloud Animator automatically sets the next scene to the next, and I don't want that. I want the person that's viewing this video to have all the control, so I want them to press that play button. That's why I set that to none. So let's just copy and paste this scene, and to do that, you can just hover over and press duplicate. All right, now let's go into the scene setting. So just go right here, and I want to name this question. All right, good. And this is set to none, and we don't need our capture time. I want to go back to, well, first I want to get the question. So let's go into Word. I'm going to select this. All right, and I want to delete a few things. So let's open up this timeline. This is scene 2. We don't need the door opening, so we can get rid of this. And then I want to have the PNG all the way at the beginning, so it stays there. Okay. We don't need the walk-in, so we can get rid of this layer. And we have the idle. Let's bring this forward. Or we can just zoom out so we can see more of the timeline. Okay, there we go. We don't need that much. Let's say about 2 seconds. Well, yeah, about 3 seconds. All right. With this text, we can reuse this text. And I want to put in the question. So with the text selected, I want to go to the text setting. Then I want to add in our question. And from here, I want to add a female voice. So you can go to the scripts. And all we're going to do is copy and paste and reuse everything just to save time. So we'll select that. And then let's just get rid of this, copy and paste select the correct action verb, and let's use a female voice. All right, cool. And you can preview this, but I already know how it sounds. Just replace this, and it's going to shrink. All right, cool. Let's adjust this text. I'm going to select it. Okay, push this down. That's good. So for scene 2, we're going to be asked a question, and then our G3 human is going to jump. And I want him to jump 2 times, okay? So let's first get rid of some of these texts. Okay, we can get rid of that. And let's get rid of this play button. And we can get rid of this whole clip. All right. So that looks nice. And that's okay if we don't have our character. We can just bring it all the way towards the end of the script, because that's where the female voice will end. So let's just preview this right quick. Let's bring this timeline down. All right, let's preview this. So we'll take 2 seconds and then.
Select the correct action verb. Steve performs.
Okay, now let's get the jump animation. So again, go into CrazyTalk Animator 3. And I already have that, so I'm gonna hold Alt and mouse wheel down. And let's extend this timeline. So let's go over here. I'm holding Alt and mouse wheeling up to zoom in our timeline. From here, we have our jump motion. So that's our jump motion. And if you want more animation, you're not going to have all the animations. If you right click to the action menu, there's just a few that you can start with, and you can edit. You can add your own by selecting action menu editor. But from here, if you want to add some more animation, just go into let me just move this. Go into animation. All right. Then you want to go to motion, and then you want to go to G3 human. And right now we're using the elastic focus side. So select that. And then you can go into move, and this is where you can find more animations. And this is where you can find the jump animation. So I already have that. So again, I'll just go over it again. Just render this out as a GIF. Make sure the range is set and is correct. That's very important. And then just click and render that out. And again, if you already have animation, you can always reuse your GIF animation. If you just go into your image and then custom folder. And then I have the jump animation right here. I believe it's this. Yes. Okay. So just select this. And again, I want to scroll down. And I want to position this right towards the end of the idle, or right when the script ends. Let's zoom in. And just position this. All right. Now let's line up this GIF with the idle. Select this. Just line this up. It's a little bit taller. Okay, almost. Okay, that's good. All right. So what I want an idle. So a PNG of the image. Then I want him to jump. All right. Then I want another idle. So we can just copy this. And to copy this, you can just go into your little sub menu and then select the first option, which is duplicate. All right, and I want to bring this and line this up towards the end of the GIF. So let's make sure we're correct for time. All right, that's lined up. And I just want maybe a second before he jumps again. And then I want to select the jump GIF. I don't want to duplicate this. And again, I want to line this up. Okay, almost. There we go. And then I want another idle. So let's jump. Let me get this idle. Select that. Then get this. So we're going to line that up. All right, cool. Let's zoom out, and then I want to stretch out. I want to stretch out this PNG all the way towards the end. Okay. So let's preview this. You scroll through the time. Well, I'll just press play.
Select the correct action verb. Steve performs.
All right, that's good. And I want this text to still, well, our question to last towards the end. So let's stretch this out. Okay, all the way towards the end. And again, you can adjust your scene time. If you press Control E, you can adjust the scene time. Just type in, and you're only limited to 30 seconds, so just keep that in mind. Or you can just go to, select this, go right towards the gray area, and you can add in your scene time, and you can see the scene is adjusting. So just keep that in mind. Set this back to 25. All right, cool. So I think that is good. It's okay if you see two. It's okay if you see that because they're gonna transition and smooth. They're gonna smooth in real good. Let's add in some questions, well, the answers. So to do that, I wanna go into my folder and I wanna select jump, walk, and run. Now I can select all three and I can easily just drag, oops. Okay, I can easily drag and drop this into my scene, but I want walk to be first, and then I want jump, and then I want run. So I'm just gonna do this individually. So drag walk. This is our PNG, our first answer. I'm gonna select this, and I wanna scale this down. So I wanna go to our transform, this first option, and just scale this down. All right, cool. Position that right there. And I want this to show when he's done jumping. So after the second jump, then I want the walk to show. And again, definitely got to add some motion effect. Let's do something crazy. You want to do a whirl zoom 2. That's too much. Just keep it simple. Let's do a whirl zoom. All right. And you can't see it because we're one frame off. So just right there. And now you can see it. Now let's add in jump and run. So first, I want to make sure I don't have anything selected. Because if I have this selected and I add in jump, the jump is going to replace this walk. So just make sure you don't have anything selected. Go to my folder, and then I want to add jump. Drag that in. Select this, and then I want to scale it. 0.4. That's good. Give it right there. Of course, motion effect. I think it was this one. All right. And let's add in run. Make sure we don't have anything selected. All right. Then go to run, drag this in. I want to select this and scale it down. Okay, 0.4. All right, cool. Let's adjust these. Right there. And right there. All right, cool. Again, motion effect. Zoom. And I want to offset these so they come in one by one. Let's just offset these a little. Okay. Select run. All right, now let's zoom out. I want these to last the whole scene. Stretch that out. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Oops. That's okay. You can adjust that by clicking the beginning. All right, cool. Now we have our questions and we have our answers. Now let's make another scene. So again, I want to copy and paste this scene 2. So just duplicate this. And let's name this, you can use this, Control E. Let's name this wrong. Okay, so if they select walk or run, it's going to go to scene 3, which is wrong. Have it set to 9. Okay, that's good. Now let's go back to scene 2. And right now, these buttons, they're just images. And I want to create links to these buttons, or to these images to make them a button. So I want to select walk, and anything that you have selected, you want to go to your settings, and then you want to go to link. And from here, you can link it to a scene, a website, an email. You can even have somebody call you or send a text. So I want to use scene, and I want to set this to scene 3. Wrong. Then I want to select run, and I want to link this up to scene 3, so which is wrong. Okay, cool. And I will do jump after this. So let's go into wrong. And if they select wrong, I want them to know that they got it wrong. So I want to add the text wrong, try again. So let's get this. All right. And just add in the text. Wrong, try again. Let's make this big so they can see. Another 42. That's good enough. Let's center this text. All right. And then I want to add a motion effect. Yeah, let's do that. And again, I had this at the beginning. That's why I gave some space. Scroll up. So I gave some space between the question. So it's about 2.7 seconds. All right. So the wrong try again is going to show. Then that's going to fade away, and then it's going to repeat the process. It's going to ask the question again, and then the character is going to jump, and then you'll get those options again. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and then I want to add in a fade out motion effect. So I want to go to exit, then fade out. So it's pretty fast. And let's see, where did it end? So this is 2.7. Oops. I think I just adjusted that. Control Z. Okay. Scroll down, zoom out, and at 2.7 seconds. Now again, make sure you have enough space, because at 2.7, right about, well, I guess that's enough time. So yeah, just make sure you have enough space between each motion effect. So you can have an entrance, you can have a middle, an entrance, and then you have an exit motion effect. Let's make this go fast, okay? So again, this is the wrong, scene 3, it's wrong. So wrong, try again, that's gonna pop up, and then it's gonna access again. And I wanna add a sound effect to that wrong. So I wanna go to the beginning, and then I wanna add a sound effect. To do that, just click the sound option. And you can add custom sounds, or you can use a template that Cloud Animator provides, and we're gonna use blimp. And you can preview each sound just by pressing play. And of course, anything that you add is going to be at the bottom, and sound and clips are going to be on one script, on one layer. So if I added another script, it's going to be right here. And if I add another one, it's just going to be on one layer. So just keep that in mind when you're adding sounds and scripts, they're going to be on one layer. All right. Now let's zoom out, make sure we have everything. Everything looks nice. I'll try again, the verb, we got the jump, we got our questions, and let's make sure our links are working. So walk, I want this set to scene 3. So we're in scene 3, which is wrong. I just want to make sure we're all set. So go to link, go to scene, and then make sure it's set to scene 3. To wrong. Now I want to go to run. I want to make sure that's set to scene 3, which is wrong. Okay, good. All right. Now let's work on jump. Now first, when we do this, I want to add another scene. So let's just duplicate this scene. Let that load up, and let's name this correct. So Control E to go into our settings. Let's name this scene correct. Okay. Now that we have that, I want to go into scene 2. And I'm going to go to jump. I want to link this jump image to scene 4, correct. So select that, go to scene 4, which is correct. I just want to double check and make sure our buttons are set to the right scene. So that's wrong. Well, it's right. It's set to wrong. Okay, cool. So let's go into correct. And from here, if you got the answer correct, then you're correct. So I want to change this wrong, try again to correct. So just select that, go into your text setting. Let's add in correct. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, cool. And if you want to, you're only limited to about, I think, 112 when it comes to the font, but it's an image, so you can adjust it. So you're not limited to just those font sizes. And I want to change the sound effect to correct. And you have 3 options. And again, you can add a custom sound effect. So let's just use correct answer 1. All right. And let's go to the beginning. Okay. Press stop. All right. I just want to line this up. And we can get rid of this character. So we just delete that. And matter of fact, while we're at it, let's get this out the way. Let's delete almost everything. So we want to delete our answers. And we want to delete the jumping animation. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Script, we can get rid of that. Our text, I want to keep our text. And instead of select the correct action verb, and again, I just create a keyframe. And if you want to move this image without creating a keyframe, just toggle your timeline off. So we can delete this and toggle this off. Let's go to my Word, and I want to use congratulations you won. And let's replace this. Let's bring this down. Congratulations, you won. Select a free prize. Okay, now let's add some stars. Now, I've been adding images. As you can see, images. And any new image that you add, you'll get a little badge, and then it'll give the number of how many images you just added. And if you want to add a shape, just go right above it and select shape. And from here, you can choose from a ton of different shapes, buttons, callouts. I want shapes, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. And I want a star. So let's use this star, okay? And let's activate our timeline. Scroll down. And I want the stars to be at the beginning. All right, now this is a black star. I don't want a black star, I want a yellow star. So to change the color, I want to first, let's just scale this down right there. That's cool. And I want to change the color. Now with text, this is the text color. If you want to change the shape color, you want to scroll down and you will see fill color. This is where you change the shape color. So just select this and then you can change your color. Let's use a nice bright gold yellow star. Okay, cool. Oh, before we do that, let's add in a motion effect because you got the answer correct. And from here, we can go crazy. Let's do world zoom 2. Cool. All right, and from there, I just want to duplicate this 2 times. So let's duplicate it. I want to drag this. And I want to duplicate this again. Cool, now we have our 3 stars, and let's offset these stars. All right, cool. And then I want correct, and I want these 3 stars to fade away. And then when they fade away, then the new text, congratulations, will show. Let's just scale this timeline up. And let's adjust let's zoom out. Let's adjust this. All right, this one down. Let's move this one down. And again, I want to add a motion effect. So let's add a nice simple fade out. Now, just keep in mind, you want to have enough space because if you don't have enough space, okay, we do have enough space, but if you didn't, it'll let you know that you need more space. So that's good. Let's go to exit, fade out. Now let's make this fast or very fast. Okay, and this one. Go to exit, fade out very fast. Okay, cool. Now let's line this up with this text. Oops. Okay, let's get this. There we go. There we go. And the last one. All right, cool. Now that is it. Let's scroll down and you can add in a GIF or yeah, let's add in a GIF. So again, I want to click away and make sure I don't have anything selected. Go to my folder and here's our webinar GIF. It's a mystery GIF. And the GIF, I guess, for this webinar is a free CrazyTalk Animator 3 if you subscribe to the Cloud Animator business plan, and you can get 20% off with the survey at the end of this webinar. So I highly recommend you do that. So let's just adjust this. Let's add in a motion effect. Let's do whirl. Okay, and we can set this to a website. So let's use this. So I'm going to copy this URL. I'll go back to my Cloud Animator project. I want to create a link to this. So again, I have this selected, go to link. I want to link this to a website and then just copy and paste the link right there, enter, and that is it. So let's just go over and see everything is correct before we preview everything. So let's zoom out and let's scroll through the timeline. Okay, that's cool. But then our image goes away. I want this to last the whole scene. There we go. All right, let's go to the beginning. So scene 1. It's always good to double check. So character walks in. Hello, welcome to Cloud Animator. Action verb definition. Play now. Then it's going to wait till the viewer plays. So let's make sure we have our link. Let's set to scene 2. It should be set to scene 2. That's why it's always good to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5. Where's the extra one at? Let's set this to scene 2, question. All right, cool. Now in question, let's preview this, scroll through. We'll have our question, we have our jump, we have our walk, run. Let's make sure these are set to the right links. So this is wrong. It's right. This is right, set to scene 4, and this is set to scene 3, okay. And that lasts all the way. Good, good. Let's check scene 3. Again, it's gonna say wrong, try again, then you'll hear the sound effect. And it's gonna ask the question again. I have the jump option. Let's make sure these links are good. So walk should be set to scene 3, which is where we are right now. Jump should be set to scene 4. So it's good to double check. And then run should be set to scene 3. All right, cool. Then we have correct. Let that load in, and our mystery GIF set to our Cloud Animator price. So that's good. Now you can preview this by either scrolling through the timeline like that, or you can press play, or you can press Control Space. But if I press Control Space, I'm on scene 4, so I'll only see scene 4. If I want to see this whole project, I want to go to scene 1, and then I want to either press Control Space or preview. And it's going to open a new tab. Ooh, before we do that, let's add some background music. And that's very simple. I'm on scene 1. So to add background music, you can just go to the background music button, select that. And again, you can add a custom background music, or you can go to the template. Let's use this one. Again, you can preview by pressing the play button. So just select that. And from here, once you add background music, you get some options to adjust it. So let's adjust the volume. And you can loop, or you can play the background music once. So let's leave it on loop. So everything's good. Now let's preview this whole scene, this whole project. Let that load in. I'm gonna turn on the volume. Okay, now here, let's play the game.
Hello. Welcome to Learning with Cloud Animator. Today we will talk about action verbs. An action verb is a verb that expresses physical or mental action. Press play to begin.
Select the correct action verb. Steve performs. Select the correct action verb. Steve performs.
All right, and obviously this is our GIF, which is the Cloud Animator, and it'll take you to the website. And that is it. That's very fast. Within an hour, you can create something simple like that. And I highly encourage you to create and animate, and I look forward to what you're going to create. And I believe that is it for the first section of this webinar. And I believe there's a ton of questions, so we have answers.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Cameron. Yes, let's hop right into the Q&A session, guys. If you have any questions, again, put those in the Q&A panel there in your Zoom kind of toolbar there, I guess, and we'll get to answer those right away here. Okay, so there's an anonymous attendee who says, how can I do this without CTA3? So
Well,
Maybe he just showed you.
yeah, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Okay, let me go into my Cloud Animator. Now, if you don't have CTA 3, again, you can get it for free if you subscribe to the business plan. However, if you don't have CTA 3 and you want to use animated GIFs, Cloud Animator they have templates for animated GIFs. So you want to go to image, you want to go into the template, and then you can choose from different GIFs. So let's use animate human. So you want to select that. And from here, you can preview free GIFs that you can use in your project. So if you don't have CrazyTalk Animator 3, you still can use animated GIFs in your project. But if you have CrazyTalk Animator 3, you can add custom GIFs if you want. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he's looking for there. So yeah, CTA3, you can create your GIFs, but again, the Cloud Animator, you have the GIF templates there, like Cameron just showed on the right side there. So if you need any clarification on that, just ask another question in the Q&A panel there, and we'll get to that. But hopefully that answers that question. Valeria asks, how do I get rid of the white contour around the GIF from CTA?
Well, again, that's the transparent version. So let me just do this. So the GIF, if you don't want this transparent, I'm just gonna check that. And let's just get a nice quick scene. And let's just use this. Well, I don't want any animation, but I think you have to deal with the white transparent because I have it when I rendered and exported my CTA content to Cloud Animator, it's going to be a little white line. You don't have this selected transparent and you just render this out. Oops, sorry. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's always good just to use this transparent, have that activated. And there's going to be a little white line. I mean, if you see any animated GIFs, you're going to see a little white line if it's transparent. If you see anything like on Instagram, animated GIFs, there's going to be a little white line, and that kind of irritates me too. But I believe if you go into Photoshop or any photo editor system, you can find detail and erase that white outline.
Yeah, I think, like GIFs aren't really the prime format for any transparent images. Generally you want to have things with alpha maps like MP4s and stuff like that. GIFs are kind of a fairly old format. They're not going to be perfect when it comes to transparency along the edges there. I'm just looking at CrazyTalk Animator 3 right now, the settings. I've actually never exported a GIF from CrazyTalk Animator 3 myself, only for demo purposes, but I've never otherwise. Let me just take a look. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously the transparent option when you export from CrazyTalk Animator 3 when you're exporting a GIF, but I don't see an option there that you can really tweak to prevent that. So unfortunately, that may be like something that we'll have to deal with at this point. But I mean, you can kind of hide it by making your background white. That's one way to do it. Be strategic with your placement. But as far as I can tell, that's just something we have to deal with right now. And again, that's the drawback of the GIF format as well, too.
Right.
All right. So apologies for that, Valeria. Daryl asks, what output file formats are available?
Okay. Before we end this, there's a new feature where you can use the export feature. So if you want to save this project, you want to go up to the top and you want to press Control S, or you want to select this. And from here, you can name your project. Right now we have action verb. You can select your thumbnail, so you can choose different scenes for that. And then you can select save or save as, and then you want to publish this. So let me save this, right? Let that save. And then if you have a subscription to Cloud Animator, you'll have a list of all your projects. To view your projects, you just want to go to the top right corner and go to projects. And from here, before this loads up, okay, let this load up. And from here, you can share your project. So right here, you want to select share. it private, but if you share it, I need to publish it. So you want to publish this. So you select yes. All right. And with Cloud Animator, it'll provide you a link. So you can just copy and paste that. You can add a description to your project. All right. And you can share it to any media platform. You can share it to Facebook, Twitter, so on. And what I like to do is I like to send this out as a text. So if I'm creating an event if I'm creating an event, I want to make an interactive flyer event, I'll send this out as a text, and then people can actually view a video and actually click website, or they can click a link to or even call somebody. So that's a cool feature of Cloud Animator. But a new feature that's added is exporting. If I go back to my projects, from here, I want to select this option to export the video. And let me go back to our project. To go back to your project on my page or on my projects, you want to select this edit button, and it'll take you back to the project that we just created. And here at the top, I'll just let that load up. Well, as you can see right here, there's the export video. I'm gonna let that load up. And now you can export your videos. But the thing is, if you export a video and you have links, the links will not work. It will just be a video. So just keep that in mind. So I just want to go to the top and select export video. Now we have background music and there's licensing to go with that. So just keep that in mind. So if we select this, of course we have background music. So there's some license with that, but you still can use it. It'll just be, the creator will give its credit at the end. So just press yes. And from here, you can change the quality of your export video. You can make it standard. You can have it HD or full HD. You can export all scenes, or you can export the current scene. And keep this in mind. With this scene 1, we have the play button. And if we export this as a video, it's just going to be a video. So we won't be able to click the play button and go to the next scene. It'll just be, the first scene. So once everything's right, you want to check this box and agree to the terms, and then export. And from here, you can go to your My Projects page. So, and when it's done, it's going to send the downloaded video to your email. So just click OK. And you want to go back to My Projects. And from here, it's going to process the whole project. So just let that load up. And you can see the process. It's processing the video. And right now it's set, we shared the video, we publish it. So it's set to public now. And right here, you can see the time. It's going to take about 2 minutes. And once it's done, you can click this button and you can download the video. If I want to download this video, just select that and you just get that link. Well, that's the video. And if you want the video, it'll be sent to your email. And again, what I mean by the play button, it's just so again, you won't be able to use your link. So just keep that in mind when you're exporting videos. You won't have that interactive feature. And yeah, I think that answers your question. And if you want more information on how to export or Cloud Animator, just go to the home page and go to Learn. At the Learning Center, you can see a ton of tutorials that Cloud Animator provides. And you want to scroll all the way to the end. There are different tutorials on different, if you have the basic plan, then that's tutorials for that. And if you have the advanced business plan, then there's tutorials for that. Tutorials for export videos. To learn more about that, just go to the Learning Center, and then I'm pretty sure all these tutorials will answer your question.
Cool. I think that answers Daryl's question for the file formats. That's, yeah, some really useful information for exporting and sharing, guys. Thanks for that, Cameron. Jeffrey asked another question here about the single speech and single sound track. So there's only a single track for speech and sound.
So are you asking, you can add multiple scripts?
Yeah, so maybe give us a brief example of how to add like maybe multiple scripts on that, on any project. Just a quick.
Let's go back to my projects. Make sure I don't have any extra things open. All right, so I want to edit this out. Let that load in. And again, when you're adding sound effects or a text to script, click on that text to script option. So let me activate this timeline. Activate it. Move this up. And let's see, where's the script? So this is the script right here. This is the layer. If I want some more, right here, and then I can script. So we can say hello. Oops. And click apply. And then you have your extra script right here. So just make sure when you're adding a script, you don't have the previous script selected, because if you do, it's going to replace that. So just click away, go towards the end, click away, and then go to create script. And then from there, you can add your script.
Right, so there's different scripts you can add onto the same track, correct?
What do you mean by different scripts?
So like you have, you just added a quick script onto that because there's only one track called scripts.
Yes, so there's one, so all your scripts are going to be on one script layer, but you can add multiple scripts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think that answers that question there.
I think well, if you go into CrazyTalk Animator 3, and you can only add text to script with Cloud Animator, but if you're in CrazyTalk Animator 3, you have more options. You can record your voice, or you can install a CrazyTalk script.
Yeah, that's true. But there's only one track for scripts, as far as I know, in Cloud Animator right now.
Right.
But
Yes.
That's something that we may be improving in the future. With iClone, I mean, you can basically add add sound to any prop and everything like that. So you have unlimited tracks. But with CrazyTalk Cloud Animator right now, we're a little bit limited for that, Jeffrey. So I think we're working on getting more scripts in the future. But for now, we're just using the single script track there. Okay, so next question here is from Valeria, asking you about the discount coupon to buy a subscription to Cloud Animator. So Valeria, we're going to be sending out a survey at the end of this webinar. If you fill out that survey, we'll give you a 20% discount coupon for the business plan of Cloud Animator. So make sure you check your email after the webinar. Within 24 hours, we'll send that off to you, and fill that out, and you'll get the coupon right there.
All right.
Okay. We've got a few more questions down here. John Torre asks, can we export this so it works on YouTube, Facebook, or where users can interact with it?
And yes, again, if you're on the Facebook and you want to post this, you can definitely use this, and it can be interactive. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it on YouTube. I've always used either sending my project out as a text, or as an email, or as a post on Facebook. I haven't tried YouTube.
Yeah, neither have I, actually.
Yeah. But I don't know as far as the interactive, as far as with the buttons, but I'm pretty sure you can. We have to find out and see. And when we do, we'll let you know.
Yeah, if it's embedded into Facebook, I think there may be a little bit of a conflict with that. But yeah, I'll have to email us later about that. You can always email me as well. My email is kai@reallusion.com. That's KAI@reallusion.com, because I personally haven't exported this to Facebook or YouTube, but I can definitely find out for you if you want to know the answer to that question.
Right.
So for John Torre there, I believe that's how you pronounce the name. Sorry if I butchered it. Okay, so just email me again, kai@reallusion.com. We'll go from there. So Valeria again asks, will there be more explainer video templates on Cloud Animator?
Repeat that again?
I'm not really sure about that, but we are definitely moving forward with Cloud Animator. Explainer video templates would be something definitely in the pipeline, although I can't really give you a timeline on that. I'm not really up to date on the development of Cloud Animator at this point. Do you have anything to add to that, Cameron?
As far as creating explainer videos?
Yeah, templates, the explainer video templates.
Okay, well, there are different templates. If you go into project, there's a ton of templates you can choose from. All right. And you can create your own explainer video, and then you can save that in your custom. So these are all my custom folders, or custom projects. Yes, they have some. There's a few. You can just check those out on your own time. There's some more folders, so you can check out some more. I guess you can go into training, and then you can see those templates.
I wanted to mention here, I had a little bit of feedback from one of our developers who's actually part of the webinar right now. He said there's only one track, regarding the question earlier for background music, there's only one track for background music, but for sound effects, text-to-speech, you can add more than one in a single track. So only one sound you can use for background music, but for sound effects, text-to-speech, you can add more than one sound in a single track.
However, I did do this on one of my projects. If you have some type of audio software editing system, you can use a background like track, and you can stop that and then play another track. So you can multiple, background music, but it's going to be on one file. So just keep that in mind. And also, you're only limited space for your background music. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, it only supports a single track for the background music, so you can't have multiple tracks at the moment, unfortunately. But we'll be developing, hopefully, that in the near future here. And also mentioning about the social media. For Facebook, you'll have the interactive feature, so that's confirmed. Yes, we have the interactive feature with Facebook, but YouTube is only video at this point.
Okay.
And users can also apply for a free account and choose the templates from there as well.
Right.
Okay, next question here from Tony Shepard. Is it possible to use a video overlay on the whiteboard instead of text?
You sure can.
Yeah, definitely.
To add in video, you just want to go to this. And from here, you can use either a YouTube URL or you can use your own video, and that you can. And from here, it talks about that. You go to Learning Center and you want to add in advanced, replacing YouTube video with a MP4 video if you have your own MP4 video. So you definitely want to check this tutorial. But to add a YouTube URL, let's go to YouTube. So, yes, YouTube. Let's type in. YouTube. Let's do YouTube cats. So if I want this cat video, I just want to go to the cat video. Then I want to go to share. Okay. And I want to select the YouTube URL. All right. So go back to Cloud Animator. I want to post this URL. I want to load that in. And from here, you can preview the video. You can crop up the time. Now, keep in mind, you only have 30 seconds on each scene. So just make sure whatever video that you want to use, you have. And you can change the volume. Obviously, you can crop the time out. And if you have everything that you like, just click apply. Yeah, just make sure you're at the beginning. Because we have 15 seconds at this. So just click apply. And then this is our YouTube video. You can rescale this and just want to press play. And again, with this YouTube video, if you don't want the YouTube sound or the audio from the video, you just want to press this. And if you have background music in your project, it'll adjust so the background music will fade in or out. Yeah, that's how you add video to your project.
Cool. All right. I think that's pretty useful stuff there. Quick question, another quick question from Jeffrey about the self-hosting feature. He's asking if we can talk a little bit about that.
As far as exporting your video?
I think just general self-hosting. I'm not really familiar with that.
Okay. Again, if you want more information on that, you can go to Cloud Animator, and you can go to the homepage, and it goes more in depth as far as the tutorials.
Yeah, let's throw this link into the chat window.
So you want to go to Learning Center and scroll down, and advanced plan to use that feature. Scroll down and how to export your project as a video. Which, if you export this project as a video, you'll still have the link. You still have that interaction. And once you export that, it'll be saved into your computer, and you can it'll be saved into a folder, and then you can just check that out. So if I click on this, it goes more in depth into export the project as a video. So you can definitely check out this video. Oh, this is export. I'm sorry. Let's go to the right one. I believe it's this one. Okay, yeah, so this is the one. So again, you can replace your videos. Just check out this tutorial. And then it's really in depth. You just check that out. Did you have the link in the chat box?
Yeah, I put the getting started link in the chat box there for
okay
tutorials and the Q&A and stuff, or the frequently asked questions and all that stuff.
Okay.
All right, let's go into the next one then. Again, Jeffrey, if you want to learn more about that, that's probably the page to take a look at. Any other questions, you can email me as well.
I'm sorry, that was wrong. You want to use the host a downloaded project in my own server. So you want to check out that one, not the replacing the YouTube video. Check out this option.
Oh yeah, for the project hosting for sure, self-hosting. Okay. James mentions when you exported, you said the buttons will not work, but then will it play all scenes or stop at the end of scene one?
Well, that's the thing. When I exported this project right here, I had it set to none. So if I select this first scene and you press Control E, or you can press I had this set to none. So the next scene won't go to the next scene. If you want scene one to go to scene two, or you want scene one to skip scene two and go to scene three, you want to select scene. Have it auto next. So if you export the video, it'll go to the scene, or you can skip it and have it go to either scene four. So mine, when you want to have the whole video page, and make sure you have scene selected, and then you can just have auto next.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I think that should answer James's question there. Another question from John Torre here. Can I embed this on my own web page where the buttons are working to open different scenes, or do people need to go to Reolution to make the buttons work?
Nope. Again, if you go to the Learning Center, it talks about that. And just like Facebook, it's a website. So if you have a website, then you're good to go. And you can just check it out.
You can embed it into your website, and it's interactive,
Right.
Torre.
Yeah, and when you're exporting, so let's just go to my projects. I'll say. I'm gonna let that load up. And if you want to embed that into your own website of your project, you want to go to share. You can either copy the URL link, or you can embed the code. So for all you coders, visual iframe tag, embed that, and you can change the size. You can custom, or you can have it set to one of these. So there you go.
Alrighty, I think that clears up that question here. We just got a couple more, and then we're going to have to end off the webinar here. We're a little bit over time. James asks, can you export each scene independently? That's a pretty easy question.
Of course.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. You can. You can.
All right, next one from Brian, then we'll move on. Are you able to create your own characters, or is there only default characters?
Well, in Cloud Animator, there's only default characters. But yes, if you have CrazyTalk Animator 3, and again, you will get this for free if you purchase the pipeline with the 20% discount. You can create your own characters. And CrazyTalk Animator 3, they have a ton of characters you can choose from. So there's different characters you can choose from. And all these are free. So I would highly recommend you investing in that business plan.
Yeah, CrazyTalk Animator 3, there's tons of characters, and you can also create your own, customize your own. There's tons of tutorials on how to do that as well.
Right.
That answers your question there, Brian. Let's move on to the next one. Can I make an interactive video for somebody else? Is it possible to share the embedded version so that they can publish it on their own Facebook or Twitter account as well?
I wouldn't probably share the embedded. I would just share the URL link that Cloud Animator provides. So if you want to share that with somebody, just share this link.
Yeah. I mean, they could technically embed it on their own site if you give them the embed code.
Yeah, they could, but I think it's easier just to share the URL link.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. So hopefully that answers your question there, anonymous attendees. And another question, final question here. Can I host the interactive videos on my own server?
Yes, and again, if you want more, I guess, in detailed information about that, you want to go to the Learning Center in Cloud Animator. Just go to Learn. And I believe any question that you have, they'll be answered on this page. So you want to go to the Advanced Business Plan, and you want to go to, yes, host a downloaded project on my own server. So you can check that out. So if you click on this, and then it'll go more into detail on how to do it. It's very straightforward and simple. You just copy that. And I guess if you're a coder, you want to add in this absolute file into your code. So yeah, I think that should answer your question.
I believe it does. Yeah, that Learning Center page there is really all you need to answer most of your questions. And again, any other questions, feel free to email me, kai@reallusion.com, and we can get you a special help if you need. But yeah, I think that about covers all the questions. So I wanted to extend my thanks to Cameron once again for helping us out with this Cloud Animator webinar. It's a huge help to help us present this to people.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me here.
No worries. And yeah, I think that will end it off. Again, just a reminder to everyone to fill out the survey for your 20% discount on the business plan. And we talked about that a couple of times throughout the webinar, how useful it is if you're looking to do these sort of presentations. And yeah, recording it is being streamed live on Facebook as well. So you can check out our Facebook page and review it from there, or we'll send you the video link at a later date. But yeah, I think we'll end it off there. So again, thanks to everyone for attending, and thanks to Cameron for being our awesome host today. And we'll leave it at there. Make sure you check out the webinar homepage there for more future webinars coming up in September. All right, so thanks guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right, have a good one.